All right, how's it going? I'm That Ginger Photographer and I just made this super sexy all black desk setup on a budget using only items from Amazon. Now my office in here and my studio next door, they were looking a little bit tired and a little bit dated and they desperately needed decorating and updating. I have 3 desk spaces to do. I've got my own editing desk, I've got another editing desk over in the corner and I've got an editing desk next door as well. So there's 3 desks to sort and I thought I'd obviously start with my own first. This is where I sit and edit every single day and I wanted it to look really cool and slick, but I don't have a lot of money to spend. So let's keep it nice and cheap. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the things that I bought from Amazon, all the things that I've used, and I'll tell you the good and the bad points about each of them. And at the end of the video, I'll give you a total breakdown of each item, including the overall cost. And let me tell you, I think you'd be surprised with how cheap it actually is. So my current setup is just a combination of things that I've acquired over the last few years. When we've been moving house, when people have been getting rid of stuff, I've put it in my office. That's just where it ends up. It ends up in here. And I don't want to lose a lot of things that I have, like my prints and my photos that I have up on the wall. I just want to find another home for those. So that was the first thing to do, was to clear this wall ready for painting and find another home for everything in here, make it a little bit tidier at least, and get rid of all the things that I haven't used in the last year. The way I look at it, if I haven't used something in the last year, I probably don't need it. After that, it was time to paint the wall. Now I went for a cheap black option from B&Q. It was the cheapest black paint that they do. I was going to get some nice Faro and ball paint, but that stuff's pretty expensive. So I got the cheapest black paint that I could find, because I remembered this was a budget video. Now the positive of that was the price. It's cheap and it's black and it does the job. I've done 2 coats and it has done the job. As you can see there, it looks pretty good. But the negative of that is if you even look at this wall, it marks. I have already had to paint this wall twice, topped it up twice, where I've just rubbed against it and it's scuffed. So if I was to do it again, I'd probably just get the durable paint or the tough stuff that you can wipe down. I can't see this paint lasting very long. The next thing to sort was the desk. Now I really want a standing desk, but I just cannot afford one at the minute, especially when I've got 3 different spaces to sort out. I can't justify buying 3 standing desks. So I decided to vinyl wrap this one myself with vinyl wrap from Amazon. Now in America, for some reason, you can get like loads of carbon wraps, vinyl wraps in all sorts of shapes and sizes. In the UK, I think there was only about 2 options that would fit my desk. So my options were definitely limited. So I ended up going with this black wood grain effect, pretty much because it was the only one that I could actually get. And although it's done the job and it looks good, it is not very practical at all. And putting it on, I thought it was going to be really easy, but yeah, turns out vinyl wrappers, good on you. Now I prepped this desk properly. I cleaned it all down. I unscrewed it from its legs so that I could wrap it and then fasten it down again. So it was all nice and tight. But first bit that I went to do, ripped it straight away, straight down the middle. So yeah, great start. Really filled me with confidence. After about an hour, finally got there, finally wrapped it. And like I say, it looks good, but I wouldn't trust this for very long. I don't think this vinyl wrap's going to last very long. I've already brushed it with my chair and it's took a bit off the edge. So looks great. So if you want a desk that's black that you can admire from a distance, definitely wrap it. Other than that though, I wouldn't like to put like my hot cup on it or throw my keys on it because I think it would just dent or scratch or completely rip, in all honesty. Now my monitor arm is from Amazon. I already had it, but it's just a cheap Amazon monitor arm. It's pretty good. It's really durable. It's got cable management in there as well. You can tighten it or loosen it with an Allen key, so you can move it freely if you want, or you can get it in position and tighten it up with an Allen key. There's not much else to say about it other than good, because the price point is nice and cheap. Now, to go underneath my monitor, I wanted a nice big wide monitor stand, something that I could store stuff on top of, and also something that I could put my Mac Studio underneath. Off the top of my head, the Mac Studio is about 12 inches high, I think, and this, so many jokes. And this is the perfect height for that. It keeps the Mac Studio nice and neat and out the way. Now, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I buy some cheap vinyl double-sided stickies off Amazon, really cheap, and I just stick them underneath my Mac Studio, and then I always stick the other side to my desk wherever I'm going to put it, so that it just keeps it so every time I push an SD card in or plug a USB in the back of it, it doesn't slide about on the desk. Now, I think this monitor stand looks great. It was nice and cheap, but I do need to say that it is in 3 pieces, so the top of that is actually in 3 pieces. It's not in one big solid piece. So I find that kind of weird because you have to bolt it with plates together underneath, and then it's got a big leg in the middle. And I wouldn't like to be putting a heavy monitor stood on top of there. I think it's great for how I'm using it, which is just for show at the minute. But if I was standing a monitor on there, I do think it would sag. Now this desk mat, I wanted a new desk mat. I wanted it to be black and cool, and I wanted it to be just nice. Desk mats are weird because you have to order them online, and then when they arrive, you don't know what it's going to be like. This is the cheapest item that I bought, and it is probably the best. I absolutely love it. It's so soft and comfy and silky. The mouse runs great on it. It's just a really good desk mat. So when it comes to speakers, I watched loads of other YouTube videos on desk setups and what people are using, and these were probably the most popular speakers that I've seen in loads of videos. They are PreSonus speakers, and they were really easy to set up because all the cables are separate. You've got to wire them up yourself. They are superb. The bass is great, really loud when no one else is in the office, great for video editing, and just nice to have proper dedicated speakers. So I would absolutely recommend these PreSonus speakers as well. Also, my keyboard, right? First proper keyboard that I've ever had, mechanical, creamy. Didn't even know what that meant up until about a month ago. Beautiful, absolutely love it. Love typing on it, great. Bought it in the Amazon sales. The one thing that I will miss from my Apple keyboard is the fingerprint sensor for passwords and Apple Pay. It doesn't have that on there. It also doesn't have the button for the emoji, because I'm down with the kids, use emojis all the time. But this is a great little keyboard as well, and it's really cheap. So if you are looking at getting like a nice looking new keyboard that is mechanical, that doesn't break the bank, just to see how you fancy and how you get along with them, I definitely recommend this one. Now, same thing with the mouse. I was watching loads of the videos. I didn't know so many people had opinions on computer mouses. I didn't know so many people had opinions on them. Now, at the end of last year, I noticed that I was getting a lot of pain in my wrist and in my hand from using the Apple Magic Mouse. I do love the Apple Magic Mouse because of its magic touch, but I knew that I needed a new one because it was killing me. So I watched a lot of other YouTube videos, and I got this Logitech MX Master 3S, I think it's called. It's beautiful, it's lovely, it's so smooth. It's got plenty of buttons that you can customize on there, and it just feels a lot better on my hand and my wrist when I'm editing. So I'd absolutely recommend this. So I wanted to pop the desk from the wall, so I got this LED strip, and this was kind of a disappointment in all honesty, because easy to install, nice and bright. You can probably see it behind me here. Nice and bright, but I wanted something that just came on when I turned my Mac on, because it's plugged in by USB into my Mac. So when I turn the Mac on, I just wanted the light to come on. But with this, I have to go under the desk and get to a power button and hold it down, and it gradually gets brighter. Kind of gutted about that. I just wanted something that was on and off, and I could turn the power on, it'd just come on, where this, you have to manually get it to go brighter. So I don't think this will be staying for very long either. The other thing as well is you want the light to come from the top, so it's glowing up, and it only comes out of one side on the strip, and the USB is now down this side. So I had to reconfigure my entire desk setup so that the power and the Mac Studio were all down this end. Now, the last thing that I got was this MagSafe sticky phone holder for the side of my monitor. Looks great, holds your phone brilliantly, a little bit too brilliantly in fact, because when you try and take your phone off it, it takes the monitor with it. So it's great having my phone up there, but it absolutely rips the monitor every time you take your phone off there. So moving forward, I'll definitely be saving up for a standing desk. I will not be keeping this because I think it's just going to end up all ripped and scruffy looking, and that'll be worse than how it was before. So standing desk is definitely on the cards. So here's a breakdown of all the items with their individual prices as well, along with the total budget price, which is just over £333. The most expensive items on there were the keyboard, mouse and speakers, but I do think you'll agree that that is a great price total for an all black desk setup like this. If you do want any of these items yourself, even though I have slagged them off a lot, the links are all in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. I love you. Bye.